Hey, Dan Meyer here, and today we're going to talk about how to get you to be number one in your niche. So this is based on 5 tips that I've learned in my business life in my 25 years of working. First half of my career as a top analyst, and the second half of my career as a entrepreneur doing training. And in both areas, I've been able to reach the top. So I'm going to share with you 5 tips that I've learned that I applied during my rise to the top in these various ventures, as well as what I continue to do to make sure that I'm on the cutting edge. Because if you want to be impactful, if you want to create a legacy, if you want to help a lot of people, and if you want to make a lot of money, the best way to do that is from the front. So you want to get to the front of the pack. You want to be the one setting the trends. You want to be the one making sure that everyone else is following you. Because when you do that, then you're in super high demand and you get more and more great opportunities, and you can help more people. You can make more money. You can do whatever it is you want to do. It always is better when you're number one. So first tip, get on stage every week. Now, stages work in various ways, but bottom line is you want to be in a situation where you can show off your expertise. Whatever your niche is, you want to be constantly talking about how much you love doing it, how much passion you have for it, how it allows you to solve problems for people, and how you take the expertise and you share it. So for example, I used to be an analyst for Wells Fargo. And so I had an office job in a cubicle, and you wouldn't think that I'd be able to be on stage. But I made sure that every staff meeting, every conversation we had, I came with data. I came with the ability to educate, empower, and enable people to do things based on the data analysis I had. So I was on stage figuratively every day. And literally, at staff meetings or at company events where I'd be speaking. And then as an entrepreneur, and I started doing my own training, I was literally on stage, both doing the training, but more importantly, doing public events that got people to know me so that they would see me as a resource they would want to bring in to their company to do analytics training. So getting on stage can be podcasts. It can be via a book, a blog. You can do it through Facebook Live. You can have a YouTube channel. I mean, video is always better, but whatever it is, you want to create content and you get it out in front of your audience daily, if not a couple times a week. That's what I mean by getting on stage. You want to basically get in a point where you can show off what you know, because people are going to pay you for what you have up here. And that's the key, getting on stage. Number 2, write a guidebook, right? Be an expert here. Have a book. I mean, my mentor, Bill Walsh, talks about how you don't even have to have a book. You just need a book cover. And you get that book cover and it gives you some instant credibility you can use to get booked on stages. People will start wanting you to be part of what they're doing because, hey, you've written a book, and less than 2% of the population will ever write a book or something like that. I mean, I don't know many book writers, a handful. And most of them wrote, self-help books or guidebooks or technical books in their business. And that's what I would encourage you to do. It's like, a simple strategy. There are 1,000 ways to do it, but have a book, have something you can call to that people will say, hey, this person must be an expert because they wrote a book. And, even if no one ever buys it, it's still a great marketing tool. A book is the best marketing you can have. Number 3, teach others. Take opportunities to teach in some format. Again, it could be on stage in front of a group, but do it as a volunteer experience. Do it in a way that you're giving back to the community. I love to teach young professionals. My favorite demographic to teach are college students who are interested in analytics and data. So I've done high school and college classes. I've taught classes. I've been visiting faculty for a couple different schools. So at various points in my career, I've actually taught. But besides actually classroom teaching, create content you can share. My YouTube channel is all about providing content for people to be able to get information from to help them be a better virtual assistant or be a better analyst or to hire a virtual assistant or an analyst or whatever it is you need to do. So basically take your expertise, not only share it, but use it to educate. When you do that, you're going to really start seeing that you are getting towards number one, because people at the top of their game do this. They teach others. Number 4, lead a mastermind of some sort. Don't just be part of a mastermind, but lead one. Be one of the leaders in that niche, in that market, and do things that allow you to collaborate, to have a lot of opportunities to do things together. When I was at the top of my game doing analytics training in the Philippines, I was a director of the Analytics Association of the Philippines, a nonprofit geared towards preparing more Filipinos for careers in data science and analytics. I led from the front, right? I was in the front of the room. I was the one moving and shaking. You need to do the same thing if you be number one. You want to be the leader in your industry, and you want to bring together leaders in your industry and lead them in a mastermind, in a group, a regular way that you do things. It could be part of an organization. It could be something informal. It could be done online. Whatever it is, you want to be in a place where you're able to take a group of talented people and reach big goals that none of you could do individually. That's what I mean by leading a mastermind. And of course, you can also, do traditional masterminds, like in the spirit of Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. The idea of business masterminds never get old, but think of one where you can provide leadership to a key group of people who are all movers and shakers in an industry. That's how you get to number one. Last thing that I'll talk about when I think about getting to number one, it's investing in young talent. You need fans, rabid fans who will influence for you, who will get out there and say how amazing you are and how you do things that helped them. My best stories are people that started as either an intern with me or a fresh graduate, where my assistant did things where they came on board and started simple, but then I empowered them, I educated them, I enabled them to get out and do bigger things. And they've gone on to be successful. I have a long list of people that I've helped that are super successful. And I take a lot of pride in knowing that I was part of their reason they got to where they're at. When you do that, you build a legacy of influence that you need to have to be number one in your niche, right? So you invest heavily in people who influence. And I strongly urge you to do that to the youth, right? You can definitely influence people your own age or older, but when you look at people that are younger than you, you can be a mentor, you can be a coach, you can do things to help them grow, and they will never forget that. They will always value that experience. That's how you get to be number one. That's how I did it. First at Wells Fargo as an analyst, becoming the top analyst in the bank, and then in the Philippines, becoming the top analytics training company, and now here in the US, being one of the top virtual staffing options for small business owners, coaches, entrepreneurs, speakers, authors, trainers. My goal is always to be number one in the niche, and this is how I've done it. I can help you do it as well. So if you're interested, feel free to reach out to us. You can go to our website, sonicva.com, drop a comment below. If you have not already done so, please subscribe to the channel. But if you want to be number one, and you should be number one, why would you be in business and not want to be number one? If you want to be doing something and you don't care if you're number one or not, then who's going to care, right? People want to work with people who are successful. People want to work with people who are on the cutting edge, who are movers and shakers. If you're not doing that and you're not demonstrating that through these different ways every day, why are you doing what you're doing? That's my question for you. So anyway, think about how to get on stage. Write a guidebook, teach others, lead a mastermind, and invest in young talent. Do these things, and they will help you become number one in your niche. Whatever your niche is, own it. Cool, that's my talk for today. Thank you for your time, and I encourage you to get out there and do something awesome.